Were you surprised that Jordan missed that on purpose?
No. I mean, I thought about discussing it with him, but I left it up to him, and that's what he chose to do. So I think it's awesome.
He really triggered you guys from the three-point arc tonight. Was just the contrast from the last game, kind of an eye-opener for him.
He needs to play like that for us to be the kind of team we can be. And I told him that. I said, you got to get your swag back. And he was really doing a good job of, running the offense. I mean, even the other night against Minnesota, I thought he did a great job in transition, finding Cook. He's moving the ball. He's not turning it over. Really working defensively. He's playing a lot of minutes. But, he needs to be aggressive like that for us to be who we can be. So, same thing with Isaiah. I tell him the same thing all the time. And I thought he was terrific at the beginning of the game. And I thought even in the second half, he was driving the ball. Because, when they were mixing defenses with the match and the man-to-man. And so there was opportunities to drive the ball, and that's what he was doing. And we got some fouls early in the second half.
Looked like you were running really good offense in the first half when you got out to that lead, but then it also helped your defense as well to get set and take.
Well, yeah, it was a combination of things. I thought we moved the ball really well. J-Bo's on fire. Luka was really good. Isaiah was really good. But the defensive intensity triggered some fast break opportunities and got us out running and got us some easy buckets. And I think consequently the defensive intensity picked up as well.
You must have sensed that Jordan was going to come back strong after that game in Minnesota, right? I mean,
yeah, and the thing about it is, like I said, it wasn't like he was horrible. He just wasn't really aggressive offensively. He was just more of a facilitator in that game, which is fine, because he was loading up Cook and Garza. But I want him to shoot the ball. It's okay to miss. Just keep firing. That to me is what makes him who he is.
You were down there with the streets. What did Mike and Patty say to you guys after the game?
Well, I don't think they realized they missed it on purpose. And one thing that Mike did say, he says, if I want anybody to break it, I want him to break it.
How important for this team psychologically going into New York off of a win, snapping that losing streak?
I think it's very important. I just think it's important that we play better, that we play together. We had to fight. That's a really good team. They got a couple guys hurt, but Lindsey's on fire. Brown's attacking the basket. They're going inside. They're fit. They played the two bigs. They're physical. We missed some easy, what seemingly were easy shots, open threes. Bear had a couple looks at it. Jack had some looks at it. Macy Daly had some looks at it. They all looked like they were going in. They didn't go in. But now you got to fight. I thought Bear made two huge plays, the offensive rebound and rebound at the other end. And that's what you have to do to win a game like this. So it feels good heading to New York off a W, but it doesn't get any easier. You remember the last time we played Illinois, it was not an easy game by any means.
More than the wins in New York, obviously you want to get 5 in 5 days, but what do you want to see out of these guys after the win here? What kind of response do you want to see?
Well, I want to see them be more consistent at both ends of the floor, which is kind of what I've been saying all year long. But that doesn't mean I expect perfection, but you can win with 9 turnovers. You don't want to have 17. We out-rebounded them. Shot a pretty good percentage. 1 for 10 from 3 in the second half. A lot of times you don't win doing that. But were they good shots? Did we move the ball? I thought every shot we took from 3 was a good shot. So that's what you want. You want to have guys step up and make big plays. So I'm pleased with that.
Dom, you started Dom, and he had a couple blocks, a couple rebounds early.
Dom was good. Dom was really good. He didn't play like he was nervous, and he shouldn't have been. He's a senior. He started before. He's been a big factor in NCAA tournament teams. So he accepted the challenge, and I thought he was terrific.
Has anything Luka done surprised you when you
No.
look at his whole body of work?
I'm a little bit in a different situation with him because I had a chance to see him a lot, on the AAU circuit. Saw him play against Connor in a tournament. I saw him in St. Louis, with Connor. So I got to really watch him. And then, we started seeing him on the EYBL circuit. And it was a no-brainer. I mean, I just loved the kid, his tenacity. Somebody had, we had that stretch where it didn't seem like anything was going to go in. Somebody had to make a shot. And he'll step up there and shoot it. He made a couple. TC's put back. That was spectacular. And Bears tip in. I mean, those 4 baskets stick out in my head. And we really needed them at that point.
How about Cook's 6 assists? Is this something that really is not unexpected?
I think he has it in him, Mike. I do. He had that one play in the first half where he charged. He was really the only time he was out of control. I want him to take it off the glass and go and be the point guard. And that's great. It sounds great. And, it's good for his development. It's good for him in terms of how the next level looks at him. But it's not good if he's turning the ball over and driving into packs of people and getting himself in foul trouble. So I think the pace of his game today and the way he's been much better lately. And obviously this year from last year. Last year's turnover numbers were really high because he would just go 100 miles an hour. Now he's kind of going at his pace and he's reading situations. He threw some nice passes to Jordan, for J-Bo to get off for 25.
Chris said he was surprised to see you guys come out in man-to-man, I guess. What was the thinking behind that, and what did you like about it? Especially the start of the game.
It was more like we went with the zone for a couple of games to see if that would work. It was good for us in a couple games. Let's start the game in it. Let's be active. A lot of times your activity level to start is always different. Sometimes you go zone and you're already a little bit tired, so the activity level isn't what it needs to be. And, I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was good enough to keep starting games in zone. I prefer to start games in man.
Fran, how important are records? I mean, this thing tonight, clearly it meant something to a lot of people.
Well, I think under the circumstances, Mike, because of whose record it was. I mean, to me, that if it's anybody else's record, yeah, okay, we can talk about it. But, the circumstances under which, a family member of ours is taken from us, we remember that. And, he's an Iowa kid, you have another Iowa kid, ties the record. I didn't know he was going to do it. Like I said, he points to the sky and missed it. It says a lot about him.
Are you surprised at all that he did it?
No, not at all. And like I said, I was intending on asking him, do you want to do this? This is where it's at. But, there was still a little bit of time. I think we were up 8. I kind of thought he was going to make them. I get why he didn't. He was confident we were still going to win the game. You know how we are as coaches sometimes. It's like you can never have enough points. But, I knew he was going to make the next 2.
Does the fact that this record hung on so long tell you how difficult, how 34 straight free throws is not something to sneeze at? That's pretty significant record.
It is significant. And we've had some great free throws. Peter Jock, Matt Gatens. There's been a lot of really good free throw shooters, and that's just 2 that I had. I'm sure you guys come up with a lot more. It is amazing that it lasted this long, and I'm glad they'll share it.
Okay.
Thank you.